What the bill proposes to do is to make it a criminal offence for someone who is subject to notification, so on the sex offenders register, to drive for what we call hire and reward. And the reasoning behind that is that people on the sex offenders register, subject to notification, it's been determined by a court that they pose a risk of sexual harm to others. And the review identified that driving taxis, being a driving instructor, driving tourists, places you in a position of trust in relation to your passengers. We know that vulnerable adults and children can use those services, particularly taxi services, especially in the absence of other public transport services. And so the recommendation to Executive Council would that would be a proportionate way of protecting people from the risk of sexual harm. When the court or the prosecution service or any of the defence lawyers or the police or the prison service and probation service, whenever they notice a matter that might need correcting, or whenever there is a development in the criminal law in England and Wales that looks like it might be of use in our jurisdiction, then we add something to the list. And when we've got enough items on the list, we then undertake an analysis of those items and we decide whether any amendments should be recommended to Executive Council. So the recommendations that were made in the Executive Council paper have been approved, and now the bill will go to the Legislative Assembly, and it will be up to the entirety of the Assembly to look at the bill, consider it and decide whether to make it law.